And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back to Fanboy Fridays. Fanboys, we hope your day is going terrible. Fanboys, I got a question for you. Has your king sent you a check yet for you spending your whole life defending him against all these content creators? Have you got your check yet? Are you a part of Unclutched Sports yet? Anyway, so today, former teammate of both Michael Jordan and LeBron James, Brendan Hayward, is going to talk about the difference between playing with them both. Now, there's actually a newer interview going on out with Brendan Hayward, and I can't remember what podcast is on. But now this podcast is actually from a year ago on Gil's Arena. So let's check out this clip.
I asked you about your opinion on the GOAT debate, but I will say that you're, like I mentioned earlier in the show, you were one of 4 players to play with both MJ and LeBron. So how would you compare playing with MJ versus playing with LeBron?
They're two totally different players that go about their business totally different ways, but they got the same common goal. They want to win. LeBron is going to be a little bit more passive aggressive and see if things are going to work itself out. MJ going to be in your face. Hey, man, you going to run the play or what? If not, we're going to sit your ass down. You know, Bron's going to kind of try to be politically correct with you a little bit more. MJ is just more direct, decisive, right at you. Like, if you're not doing your job, like, hey, listen, he going to let you know. It's not going to be no talk behind the scenes. It's not going to be no call with the GM. Mm-hmm. He going to tell you in front of everybody. You're not doing your. You better look. When I played with MJ, he was also like low key, like the GM. It was a very weird dynamic to see people go out with MJ, and then I'm like, hey man, y'all know y'all like hanging out with y'all boss. I won't say the player's name. So there was one player. He was like, he went out with Mike, played terrible the next day. Mike's playing great. Mike's like, man, you'd play better if you wouldn't have been out there partying all night long. He was like, I was kicking it with you. Like, hey, I can do that.
Okay, so you heard it there, LeBron James fanboys. You guys heard that, right? The difference between LeBron James and Michael Jordan is LeBron James is passive aggressive, which we have heard this from many different people for the last several years. So this is a known thing that you LeBron James fanboys are going to have to accept about your fake king. But Michael Jordan, on the other hand, is direct. And, you know, he tried to, you know, everybody who talks about this, they really like to, again, sugarcoat it in the best way that they possibly can. So at the beginning, you know, he starts off talking about, you know, they're different, but they got the same common goal, and that's to win. Well, no kidding. No kidding. I'm sure everybody in a basketball uniform wants to win. The question is, how do you want to win? The question is, how do you want to win? Do you want to win in a respectful way? Or do you want to win in a way that's going to have you begging for respect? That is the question. And LeBron James chose the way where he was going to have to beg for respect, because the way he chose to win is not respectable. Now, before we get into this, for you LeBron James fanboys, let's read the direction of the definition of passive aggressive. It says adjective, characterized by indirect resistance to the demands of others and avoidance of direct confrontation. And I think that part right there is really sums up LeBron James in so many ways. Let me read this one more time for you LeBron James fanboys. Your king is passive aggressive. This has been confirmed by several of his ex-teammates, by several people. And not only that, we just talked about the fake rivalry between him and Steph Curry. And even the article I read about that classified the rivalry as a passive aggressive rivalry. You LeBron James fanboys. You guys are so ridiculous. But let's read this one more time for you guys. It says, characterized by indirect resistance to the demands of others and avoidance of direct confrontation. This is the difference between the styles of LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And in today's modern NBA, full of cap, full of unclutched sports agents, full of people trying to sell us something that isn't true, the way that you do something matters. Contrary to popular opinion, the way that you do it matters. This is what not only the modern NBA, but this is what modern society tries to teach everyone, that it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get it done. If you want to be a millionaire, it doesn't matter if you work hard for it all your life, or if you rob and steal for it, or if you scam somebody for it, or if you if you committing some kind of fraud to get it. Doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get it. And people want to be respected for it, but it does matter how you do it. And the way that LeBron James goes about things versus Michael Jordan, it matters, and it mattered in the results. LeBron James is 4-6 in the finals, and I would argue that his passive aggressiveness, remember what it said about passive aggressiveness, LeBron James fanboys. It said avoidance of direct confrontation is the very reason why your king is 4-6 in the finals. And because Michael Jordan is direct and confrontational is the very reason why he's 6-0 in the finals. See, that avoidance of confrontation, it signifies so many things. Number one, let's put the first and foremost thing on there. It's a coward's way. That's right, I just said that, fanboys. You need to hear this. Your king is a coward. Passive aggressiveness is a coward act. Why? Because you can't just be a man and say what you mean. If someone's not playing good, instead of sitting on the sideline and pouting, or sitting on the sideline and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to the front office, try to get him traded later. Instead of doing all that, you confront it right away with whoever it is. First and foremost, let's talk about 2018. I know you get tired of me bringing that up, but to me, this is one of the most egregious moments, or at least me as someone who I didn't like LeBron at the time, but when I saw that, I just realized that this guy's just irredeemable. Like, when I saw what he did in that 2018 finals, when I saw how he responded to the J.R. Smith thing, that let me know that there is nothing about LeBron James that is redeemable. That there is nothing about LeBron James that could have ever been the GOAT. That there is nothing about LeBron James that could compete with Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or Magic Johnson or Larry Bird or Kareem or Wilt or Tim Duncan or Allen Iverson or Charles Barkley or Karl Malone, or just name any superstar since the beginning of the NBA. There is nothing about LeBron James that can compete, because that 2018 finals, he showed that passive aggressiveness. He showed that passive aggressive leadership that Instead of being in the moment and being direct and getting ready for that overtime that was about to take place, LeBron James was pouting on the bench. LeBron James wouldn't even look at J.R. Smith. Now, fanboys, surely you guys have a small part of brain cells that tell you that is not the best way to handle that. Not if you're trying to win. And I would argue in general, passive aggressiveness is not the best way to handle when you're trying to win. It prolongs things. Why does it prolong things? Because instead of you just being direct on the spot and getting to the problem right now, you're over there pouting. Or you're over there thinking something that you're not saying to the player. Or you're over there saying, oh, well, I'm going to wait a few days and see if the situation works itself out. You know, if I don't think this player is playing hard enough or not doing something right, I'm not going to just tell him right away. You know, I'm going to just be over here pouting and hope that maybe in the next few days it works itself out. Maybe he'll get some inspiration and start to play better. But if you were direct like Michael Jordan, from the first moment that you saw your teammate was not giving his all or doing something that you thought he should be doing, you would get onto him right now. So he knows that this is not acceptable. This is urgent. We are trying to win this game, and we're trying to win tomorrow, and we're trying to win the next game. We are trying to win every game. I don't have time to be passive aggressive with you and not tell you that you're doing something wrong right now. That way you can start working on it right this moment. That passive aggressiveness is no sense of urgency. That passive aggressiveness is why LeBron James has no consistency. Because again, remember the most important thing in this definition of passive aggressiveness is the avoidance of direct confrontation. That is a problem. Like I said, that is cowardice. So not only is it cowardice in the sense of you're scared to tell your teammates stuff, that you are the avoidance of direct confrontation to me is the avoidance of anything that challenges you. We've all seen LeBron James duck the smoke many games. We've all seen LeBron James his whole career. I mean, for goodness sake, people, 2011 happened because LeBron James is passive aggressive. The avoidance of direct confrontation. Jason Terry walked all up and down your king without your king getting up and saying, hold up, I'm LeBron James. I'm not going to take this. LeBron James just folded. So yeah, the style of leadership matters. We've been watching them on ESPN for years try to compare the leadership style of Michael Jordan. Everybody want to say, oh, but Michael Jordan was an a-hole and you don't have to be like that to win. Such and such didn't win like that and this person didn't win like that. Yeah, but was that person 6-0 in the finals? LeBron James is a champion too, and he did it the right way. He did it the nice way. But the nice way, again, passive aggressive is not nice. But no matter what way he did it, LeBron James 3.5 championships is not 6-0 in the finals. See, this is what the cappers in the mainstream media cannot get around, is that if one has more success, then you have to equate that more success with the way that the player went about his business. Michael Jordan is 6-0 in the finals, never allowing a game 7. That is not an accident. When you compare that to LeBron James, who is 3.5 and 6 in finals. This didn't happen by accident. And not to mention, on top of that, LeBron James has had way more advantages than any other superstar. LeBron James had super teams and couldn't even get it done. What does this tell you? The fact that LeBron James has super teams is another example of him being afraid of direct confrontation. He didn't want to face the big three Celtics. He didn't believe in himself. He didn't believe that he could overcome that hill with him just getting better and with his leadership. Because if he thought he could, if he was a good leader, then he would be on his teammates to get up to the level that he expected them to play at. But here's the thing. This is what I always say about you guys, false king, is the reason LeBron James can't confront any of his teammates is because he can't do what he's asking them to do. He doesn't do what he's asking them to do. Again, Michael Jordan was the ultimate leader because Michael Jordan had no flaws in his game. Because Michael Jordan could literally say, I didn't ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do myself, that I wasn't doing myself. LeBron James cannot say this. So this passive-aggressive style is a problem. This passive-aggressive style with certainty is not the best way to not only go about leading a team, but leading anybody. It's not the best way to go about life. It prolongs things because you're not getting to the problem right away, because you're afraid to just be direct with what you say and get to the problem right here, right now. And so because when you won't do that, this is when you start looking for other ways to do it. And this is where you go down the road of not being respected. But speaking of, this is the last thing. The whole passive aggressive thing is not respectable. This is why LeBron James get less respect than any other superstar. Going back, we're going to wrap this up shortly, but going back to the top 75 ceremony, you guys have seen multiple players talk about their experience at that top 75 ceremony. You've seen D Wade and Carmelo and Dame Lillard and multiple NBA players talking about how when Michael Jordan walked in, all eyes were on him. How the rest of the 74 is like they became fans. Dame Lillard said when Michael Jordan walked in, it's like he had more cameras on him as a singular person than all of us had together. And he was like, that's when I knew, like, this guy is the GOAT for real. You don't get that without being respected. You don't get that by being a passive-aggressive person. Michael Jordan did what he did because he was direct. Michael Jordan is respected even by the people who may not like him. You gotta respect what he did and how he did it. LeBron James does not get respected like that. LeBron James was just another one of the other 74 trying to shake Michael Jordan's hand. And LeBron James' peers don't treat him with that kind of reverence. The rest of the top 74 revere Michael. That means from the older players to the oldest players to the current players, all of them. It didn't matter what age bracket they fell in. They all had respect and reverence for Michael Jordan. LeBron James' peers act like he's just another one of the guys. You can see this in the interaction with him, because this is what happens when you don't take yourself in the game seriously. This is what happens when you are passive aggressive. This passive aggressiveness is not a respectable trait. People who are respected are the ones who are direct and get to the point. If you got a problem with me, say you got a problem with me. Don't pretend like everything's fine and then I find out that you tried to have me traded. But anyway, we're gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this new news for anybody? Did finding out LeBron James is passive aggressive, is this new for anybody? Is this surprising to anybody? But anyway, let me know what you think about what Brendan Haywood had to say. You all have a truly, truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.